Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings. We're here, People Fighters Show. Didn't ever think I'd be interviewing yourself, but we're here, Mr. Joey Barton. Joey, obviously everybody knows you for your football, but what a show tonight here in the great city of Liverpool, headlined by Jack Turner. It's his first opportunity. You must be looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Jack. Been following his story. I think he's got a fantastic story, and I really hope he goes all the way. He's got enormous potential. And as I say, Liverpool's a great fighting city. We've had some fantastic fighters from the city, you know, the Smith brothers, obviously Liam standing there, but obviously Callum, Paul and Stephen as well. So yeah, it's Tony Bellew, you know, Big Davy Price. We've had some good fighters, and obviously the famous John Conte. So looking forward to seeing Jack fight tonight. And I didn't know Metcalf, JJ Metcalf was Shane Airey's lad, but I was looking at him thinking he's the ringer of Shane Airey. And I said to Beefy, to Liam, he's the ringer of Shane Airey, he said to his son. So he thought I was winding him up, but I could tell by looking at him and the way he fought, you know, he's got a lot of his dad's DNA in him, and it was good to see him get a win.
Well, look, you were a combative midfielder, let's say. No share of the odd moment. Is that what you like in Jack? He's got that spite about him. I spoke to him this week, so most I've ever got out of him, and he's like, battered everyone at this weight class. I'm going to drop down, batter everyone. Do you like the fact that he's so cold in the ring, but he's fan friendly as well? You will see he's not going to necessarily box a move, not that he can't, but you know what you're coming to see when you watch Jack. Yeah,
look, I've known Jack for a while now, so I've obviously watched him. I've spoke to him lots of times about what it takes to become the best at, you know, obviously your chosen profession, and obviously, you know, the path I was on, the dedication and the discipline you'd have to give to your craft to get to the top level, and you know, watching him develop and obviously watching him live and watching him in the ring, you know, I think he's got a quality that is rare in young fighters. Like he's not a showboater or a kind of somebody who's doing it for kind of clicks and fame. You know, he's got that real nastiness to him.
He's a dog, isn't he?
He's got that, you know, El Terrier is the nickname, isn't it? But he's got it, how would I describe it? There's a real spite in the way he hits, and you know, in this game, you know, that'll take you a long, long way. But also looking at him, I spoke to Jack yesterday. I went away in yesterday. I was talking to him. He's dropped down to the weight, and I thought it's the best he's looked in terms of, you know, his body composition. I thought he looked fantastic on the scales, and I'm just hoping tonight he goes on to give a good performance.
Well, look, aside from this, there's some huge fights coming up in a few weeks. So I want to get a couple of predictions for you. Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury, it's the second fight. We know what happened in the first one. Tyson's no stranger from comebacks. He's got a hell of a challenge, but if anyone can do it, I'm sure he can. What's your opinion outside looking in?
Do you know, I love Usyk. I think he's a class act in everything he does. Obviously, the situation in his country and the way he's managed to, you know, give those people an enormous amount of belief in what, you know, their flag stands for and their country stands for. I just feel that Tyson is the ultimate underdog when you think of the comebacks, you know, from coming back from 25 stone or whatever he was, his mental health challenges, to beat Deontay Wilder, you know, when look at him going out to Germany and beating Klitschko and taking the belts. I think you'd be a fool to write Tyson off. I'm really hoping Tyson gives a fantastic performance. And if you look at the early part of that fight, I was talking to Dave Colwell about this last night. You know, Tyson was, I wouldn't say toying with Usyk, but he was certainly in the ascendancy. You know, and then obviously Usyk's famous, and Lomachenko, and them boys are famous for downloading you and figuring you out. And obviously Usyk caught him with a great shot, and probably, you know, probably should have stopped him. But Tyson managed to hang on, and I think Usyk, because the way he finished the fight, deservedly got the decision. And I'm just really open for the heavyweight division that Tyson can go on and win. And for Britain, I'll be behind Tyson, and then that sets up a trilogy where they'll both be multi-millionaires, I would imagine.
Do you want to see Fury Joshua still?
I don't after the Dubois fight. I mean, you know, obviously Anthony Joshua fought Ngannou, and obviously Ngannou's an MMA fighter, which is a completely different, you know, I know it's got similarities, but it's a completely different sport. And I think, you know, Daniel Dubois showed kind of the frailties in Anthony, and he's been a great champion. And, you know, everybody wants to see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua probably 5-6 years ago. I don't think it's the same fight now. But, you know, if Tyson loses to Usyk, I think that fight will happen, which the British public will want. They'll probably sell Wembley out for 80,000, and I'll be probably trying to get tickets to go and watch it. You know, we all want to see it, but I wanted to see it when they were both, you know, on the ascendancy rather than obviously where they are at this moment.
Last two from me. Outside of the fights we mentioned, who's your favourite fighter to watch currently?
I love Jack Turner. I'll be following Jack everywhere.
And with boxing how it is at the minute, we see crossover boxing, we see the misfits scene. I can't imagine you wouldn't want to have a little play around in a boxing ring with someone. If you could get in there with anybody, don't have to be a former professional footballer or pundit or whatever. If you could fight anyone, celebrity boxing match or whatever you want to call it, who would it be? Who do you want to get your hands on?
Listen, I'm a little bit tubby at the minute from when I played, and I'm 42. But look, I'll have a go. I'll have a ding dong. You know, I've obviously had loads of fights outside of a boxing ring for no money, so it'd be nice to get in there and get a few quid for charity. You know, I'd obviously, you know, that's the only reason I do it, to raise a few shilling for charity. But if any, you know, I've called Roy Keane out and Gary Neville. If any of them want it, Lenihan, you know, Shearer's probably outside my weight division, but. You know, I've got I'll have both of them if they want to be a tag team. They can tag each other in, no problem at all. But any of them virtue signallers who are obviously, you know, Roy's been offering Arsenal fans out, Ipswich fans out. So, you know, we played against each other a few times. I think he's in his 50s, so obviously his best days might be behind him. But you know, obviously, you know, if they want to raise a few shilling for charity and a little bit of a laugh, I'd be happy to get stuck in with them.
Press conferences and build-up alone would raise enough. Joey,
England, Ireland, Man City, Man United, you know, so we'll see. And the overlap's got a big following, so no doubt we'll sell a load of tickets.
I'd pay, I'm not going to lie. Joey Barton, look, I know you got family here and want to watch the fights as well, so I'm going to let you get off. Appreciate you talking to Boxing Social.
No problem, mate.
Catch up again, maybe.
Cheers, mate, no problem.